Hi, good evening. You are all welcome to Achievers Preach Career Night, and today being January Career Night 2024, we will be having a discussion around becoming an author. Okay, so I am pretty sure that by the end of today, those of you who are looking forward to understanding what it takes to becoming an author will get relevant information that can lead them toward the right path. Okay, so we will be having some navigations around that, and then we will have a lot of discussion. So I'm having a lot of a little bit of technical error, so let me check it and fix it out while we continue. Okay, so if I'm visible, if I'm audible, I mean, can you speak up to me? Maybe if you can hear me, just let me know in the comment section. Okay, so let me check it out. This seems to be a form of distraction, but nevertheless, we're gonna get all the things that we intend getting. Yeah, so I think everything is set now. I've gotten to the root of my challenge and technical issue. So back to our discussion. Okay, so we are going to be discussing about becoming an author in today's career night, and we have lots of people that have been thinking of becoming an author, and then they've been wondering, okay, what does it take for someone to become an author? What are the things that are needed? What are the criterias? And then what are the relevant knowledge that someone needs before he can become an author? Now, I have all the questions that a lot of people have been asking with regards to becoming an author, and I'm going to be addressing that in this career night today. Okay, so the first question we need to start with is what does it mean to be an author? What does the word author means? Okay, so in a simple term, being an author simply means being a writer of a book. Okay, so an author simply means a writer of a book, an article, or a document. Okay, so if there's a novel, maybe if there's a journal, if there's a book, if there's any form of document that is written down, the writer of that document or that piece is the author. Okay, so that is what an author means. But at the course of our discussion today, we are going to be focusing more on a book, okay, more of a novel, okay. So we will be discussing about becoming an author, okay, of a novel. And when I say novel, specifically, I'm streamlining it down to educational novels, maybe things like books. You must have come across books like How to Become a Millionaire, books like How to Train Up a Child, books like How to Start Up a Company, books like How to Start Up a Business, books like how to, think of all the books, think of all the educational materials that you have come across that most people have been trying their best to be able to communicate value to other people. So this is what we're going to be focusing on in today's video or today's content. Okay, so now the next thing we will be addressing here now is, now, what specialty or certification do one need to have before he or she can become an author? You know, a lot of people believe that for someone to become an author, he needs to be able to have a certain certification, a certain qualification or things like that. But I'm here to tell you, you don't need to have any certification. You don't need to have any qualification for you to become an author. The most important thing that you need to have when it comes to becoming an author is you need to have a value that you will be communicating to the people or the people you're targeting, okay, or your audience. If you have something that can be able to make someone to become very rich today, it means you are eligible to becoming an author. If you have something that can be able to make someone to become a multi-billion business owner today, it means you are qualified to become an author, okay. The most important hallmark in there is that there should be value. There should be something that can help out another person out there in your book. Okay, with that, then you have a very strong qualification of becoming an author. And of course, having said that, that doesn't mean that you don't need some certain level of communication skills or talent. Okay, you definitely need a high level of writing and communication skills, writing skills, talents, and things like that. You need to build your talent in writing. Okay, but to some extent, you may need to develop your skills, or you can even get qualifications like foundation degree or higher national diploma in communication, creative writing, English language, media, and the rest. Okay, but still, that doesn't mean that you must have a bachelor's degree, okay, or a foundation degree in those courses. There are definitely thousands of platforms online, thousands of institutions that can give you all those knowledges that you need. Okay, you can be able to go online and get all the knowledge you need. It's just that it may take some level of determination, some level of time and effort from you for you to be able to build those skills, but that doesn't mean you need to have some certifications before you can become an author. I believe this is already answering a question that have been pondering in the mind of someone out there. As you proceed at the course of this January career night, that is becoming an author, please, if you have any question, if you have anything that you will want us to address at the course of this session, please feel free to drop it at the comment section, so that towards the end of the session, I will come in and then begin to address all the questions that you may be having. Okay, so yeah, so that's by the way. So now the next question we are going to be addressing is, do one have to go to a special place before he or she gets to write? And how do you do the writing and at the same time bring the piece together to make a complete sense? you know uh, there's this belief and feelings that most people think that, okay, now for you to become an author, you need to go to a place, you go to the mountains, you drive across the countries, you need to be flying in an airplane, things like that, before you can be able to have some important piece of information or inspiration behind your books. But that's not true. That's not true. Okay, authors get their ideas everywhere. Okay, it can be as simple as newspaper, TV, movies, other books, over overheard conversations, dreams, nightmares, people you have met, you have been loved by another person can also be an inspiration. You've been hated by another person, it can also be an inspiration. You've been married to a person, and so many things. And sometimes they have no idea how they got their own idea. Okay, so sometimes you may not even have an idea of where you even got your own idea if you want to be writing. Okay, because one of the most important thing is that you have something that you feel bothered within you, that this thing is something that people will benefit from. This is an information that people, when they get hold of it, is going to help them in their entire life. This is something that if I give out to people, it is going to be a great deal in their own life. Okay, that is the beginning of all piece of writing that people are putting down. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether that information it doesn't matter whether you are driving, it doesn't matter whether you're flying in an airplane, it doesn't matter whether you are maybe just passing by in a boat, or maybe you're just watching a movie, you're just on the television or things like that. Ideas can come at any time, inspirations can come at any moment. Okay, so if you've been thinking of becoming an author, if you've been thinking of writing your own book, if you've been thinking of maybe um, putting out a piece of writings, be it printed copies, you want to be selling off books, you want to make a living in that area or that aspect, or maybe you've been thinking of maybe becoming a blessing to the people, then I think it's high time for you to start thinking in that area, because you don't need to be in a special place before you can have an inspiration to write a book or to author a book. Okay, so now the next question I'm gonna be addressing is this. Okay, it goes this way: we have people who write lots of books each year. How does that happen, and what leverage are such people using? This is so deep. We have people that have written a lot of books. We have people that are rolling out books, like more than 12 books in a year. Some people are even rolling out more than that in a year. And then the issue now is, okay, now do authors need to have some special supernatural knowledge or supernatural things before they can be able to become authors. And then if no, then how possible is it for someone to be able to write plenty books as such, in just a year? Okay, now there are certain secrets that many people are leveraging on, that not many people know about it. Okay, in an ordinary situation as a writer, you have to sit down, put down all the ideas that come into your mind, put down all the things that you get inspired from. Maybe you are just passing by and then you saw a particular scene, and then you see people doing one or two things, and then you feel like, okay, I need to be able to put up some writing around this area, because this is definitely going to be a lesson for someone out there. So now you need to be putting down all those writings, and then plus the edition. You need to ensure that all the contents of your book is very efficient and is very excellent. Okay, so that you will not only be communicating idea, but you will be having a clear writing in such a way that your readers will be able to get your message clear. Okay, now, amidst all that, there's still another thing that you as a writer need to understand. What are those secrets? What are those secrets that makes some people to be able to write multiple books, in a year, and then at the end of the day, you just see them rolling out, and you'll be wondering how comes these people were able to put in all this effort and they were able to write a lot of books. Meanwhile, it took you maybe 1 year, maybe it can take someone 1 year to be able to publish one book. Some it may even take them 3 years, 4 years, or even more to be able to publish one book. Now, let me take you through the secrets. Okay. The first secret I will want you to know that such people are leveraging on is discipline and routine. Okay. For you to become an author, you need to be very disciplined. You need to have personal discipline. You need to take it very seriously. You can't afford to be, today you are on it, tomorrow you are not on it. The next tomorrow you'll be like, okay, maybe I have other things to go and do, so I can't afford to have a minute on my book today. You need to have personal discipline, and you need to have routine. If you define for yourself that you need to be having, let's say, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours per day, for instance, you need to maintain that routine, and then you need to discipline yourself. That is where discipline comes in. You need to be very disciplined to a level that whatever it is you have drafted out for yourself, whatever it is that you have told yourself that you're going to be doing in terms of writing your own book, then you need to give it that time, and you need to give yourself that maximum discipline, in such a way that you will be able to carry out your routine. Okay, that is point number one. And then the second point you need to understand when it comes to the secrets that people who write a lot of books in a year are taking advantage of is efficient planning and organization. Okay, so as simple and casual as planning and organization may sound, that is a very, very big key that a lot of people find it difficult to discover. Okay, so if you plan your contents, if you plan your writings, if you plan the message you want to be passing out to your prospective readers or your prospective clients, then it's going to be very easy for you to be moving from chapters to chapters. Okay, you will not be sitting down today and then, okay, I need to write chapter one. Okay, chapter one, what do I even need to write? Okay, so I'm even confused. What exactly do I need to write? What are the things that I need to put as my chapter one? And then tomorrow, maybe you manage to be able to move through today, and then tomorrow you now come back again to the same place, and then you'll be thinking, okay, now chapter two, what are the things that I need to write? Okay, if I put this list, will it make sense? If I now, someone with efficient planning and organization capabilities or skills will sit down and then plan out all the chapters, plan out all the organizations, look at the title of that book, and then try to look around it. Okay, he will plan out all the activities that he will need to do at the course of that book. He will plan out all the chapters that you need to write. And of course, sometimes you may plan out your chapter and then it may not turn out to be that same chapter you've been working on. There may definitely be some modifications or things like that. But the reality is that planning it out will reduce your lag time when it comes to you thinking of what and what you need to put together, and then thinking of the kind of content you're going to be putting up. Okay, so that is point number two when it comes to the secret that people are using in order to write plenty books in a very short period of time. Okay, now the next secret that these people are taking advantage of is experience and practice. Okay, we all know we say practice makes perfect, and then experience is what makes people to reduce their turnaround time. For instance, if if it is your first time becoming an author, if it takes you 3 years to be able to author a book, then the second time you will become an author is going to be, or will I say, the second time you will be writing a book, or you'll be authoring a book, it will be very, very easy for you to be able to finish up that book compared to the first time you started. Okay, so being an author is a very, 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 very simple task if you actually plan out your time, discipline yourself, and then keep on with practice. Okay. You don't want to be sitting down and then just wake up and say, okay, I want to put down this piece of writing, or, piece of information, and then, you know, you need to keep on practicing what you are writing. You need to keep on, building experience. You need to connect with a lot of people that are into writing. You need to have people that have been in that before, and then try to, interact with them, and then try to build your own experience from their own experience. And of course, you also build your own experience from your own experience. Okay. That is the third secret that people who write multiple books in a year are taking advantage of. Now, the third point, and the fourth secret that those people are taking advantage of, which is the biggest, is collaboration and support. Okay, as simple as the word collaboration may sound and support may sound, that is a very big key that so many people have taken, taken and then have been taken advantage of. Now, you will see someone writing 15 books in a year, and then if you look at that person, he will be having a lot of engagements also, and then other side activities and things like that. And then you will see at the end of the year, that person is launching books, books, I mean books. And then you'll be wondering, okay, how did this person get all that time to be able to author these books? Now they are taking advantage of collaboration and support. How do that happen? You will see someone having editors, for instance. You will see someone having inspiration all around him or her, people that inspires him, people that put together the ideas, people that, support in terms of putting down and writing down all the ideas. They may just come with an idea and say, okay, now this and this and this and this. They may just decide to just narrate it, and then they have people who they are leveraging on to put down those things in writing, or to type down those things. And then at the end of the day, they also have other people that are editing those contents while they're editing the contents. And then they're also having more and more ideas, in their mind, while they keep on coming back with ideas. People are working on those very ideas that have already been passed to them. Before you know it, 1 month, 2 months, and then you have like 3 or 4 books that is almost ready for a first edition, or will I say for a publication. So collaboration and support is a very big advantage that great writers are taking advantage of, because you can always find people that can be able to support you. You can always find people that can be able to uh, be your editors or things like that. But of course, at a start, you may not be able to have that luxury of relationships, luxury of money, luxury of things that it takes for you to be able to have those collaborators or supporters. But then have it at the back of your mind that if you want to become an author, then you should have in your mind and then in your plans to be able to leverage on such advantages. Okay, so we are having this session on this January career night about becoming an author, so that if you have been dreaming of becoming an author, if you have been dreaming of writing down your book, then the essence of this career night is to open up your mind, and to open up your eyes, and then to open up your understanding as to what being an author means, and then what it takes to become an author. Okay, so that's very important. Then the last secret that most people who are writing multiple books have as their own strength is motivation and passion. Okay, so most people who write multiple books are very motivated, and they have passion about what they are doing. They are very motivated. They're always inspired about what they're doing. They're always happy doing what they're doing, In fact, they find joy in writing. Okay, they find joy in putting down pieces of writing that will be helpful to other people. So that is the fifth secret that people who write a lot of books are taking advantage of. So if you have been having this question in your mind and you've been wondering, okay, why is it that a lot of people, some people rather, are writing a lot of books in a very short period of time? Then these are some of the reasons that people are writing plenty books in a shorter period of time, of which you can be able to also take advantage of that. Okay, those people that are taking advantage or leveraging on such advantages were not born with that kind of skills, but they built it over time. So do you. If you want to become an author, you can be able to build yourself to reach that extent. Okay, so that's that about the reasons why other people are able to write multiple books in a shorter period of time or in a year. Now, this takes us to the next question. Now, having seen what author being an author means, and then having known the secrets behind people writing multiple books, and of course having known that, and having understood that you don't need any special qualification or certification, now how can one build a career in writing? In other words, what are the steps that can one take to build his own career around writing? For instance, you want to build yourself in such a way that want to have writing as one of your major calling in life. Now, there are simple basic steps that I want to be highlighting to you. These points I'm going to be giving you, then you are good to go. Okay. The first thing you need to start working on yourself is learning the rules of writing. You need to understand punctuations, you need to understand grammar, you need to understand uh, spellings, you need to understand the language in which you want to be putting that writing in. Okay, is it English language? Then you need to learn, English grammar, language, English sentences, how to put words, punctuations, all this speech and the rest. So you need to be able to understand the rules of writing. Okay, then the next thing you need to pay attention to if you want to build a career around writing is to commit to becoming a self-editor. Because if you are not good in editing, if you have not built yourself to a certain extent that you can be a self-editor, then it's going to be very, very, very difficult for you and challenging, especially at the beginning. Because mostly people at their startup in life, they don't have money that they can be able to use in order to hire professional editors, or maybe to have, people that are high level or highly skilled editors. Maybe they can be able to afford maybe medium class editors or things like that. But if you build yourself to a certain extent that you can be a self editor, then it's going to be very, very easy for you to build your career around writing. Okay, so then the next point you need to so much pay attention to when you want to build a career around writing is you need to practice every day. Okay, practice. I can never overemphasize the importance of practice when it comes to becoming an author. Okay, if you want to become an author, practice is a very, very key that you don't want to joke around it. Okay, you need to practice writing, you need to practice even reading. Okay, because reading will give you a perspective of how other people are writing, and it will give you an insight on how to innovate your own writing, and then the kind of figure of speech you need to be employing when it comes to writing, and depending on the target audience that you are looking up for. Okay, so very important, you need to practice every day. And then the next thing you need to be paying attention to is to test your work. You need to be testing your work. Test your work, check it, see your efficiency, see your progress. Okay, see your excellence, because that is what is going to help you in order to help you to be able to improve, constantly, make your writing, to continuously improve, and then and so on and so forth. Okay, so it's very important for you to be testing your work continuously. Okay, then the next, which is one of the strongest point you need to pay attention to, is investing in mentorship. You need to consider investing in mentorship. Okay, mentorship is a very, very, very strong cornerstone that if you take it seriously, then in fact you are going to get away with a lot of things. Okay, you may tend to ignore some things, and then with mentorship you will get to find them along the line. Getting a mentor to guide you when it comes to your writing journey is a very, very, very strong thing that you don't need to miss out. Because even if you miss out anything, then the last thing that you should miss out when it comes to building your career around writing should be investing in mentorship. And when I say investing in mentorship, that doesn't literally mean paying money, investing in money or things like that, but taking a step, to connect with someone that is into that kind of thing that you want to do, and that is into author, being an author, to be specific, looking at the topic of today, it's going to count and go a long way for you. Okay, so some people are willing to help, especially if they discover that you are serious and you mean business and you really want to help your life, you want to build your life, then a lot of people are willing to help. Okay, so you need to consider investing in mentorship. Okay, now, the next thing you need to be considering when it comes to building your career around writing is to make use of beta readers. Okay. Now, when we say beta readers, we mean people that will proofread your writings. Okay. For instance, you want to write a book and then you have put down your chapter one, chapter two, chapter three, and let's say you have written down all the chapters and then you want to pass it to the next level. It will be very important for you to give out to other people to read the books, let them check for you if there's any spelling errors, if there's any grammatical errors, if there's any area that they feel they can correct you. Of course, people that we have professional beta readers, and then you can always also take advantage of families and friends. Of course, they can be able to read it for you and then check some important uh, things that need to be checked, and of course, if there are any observations, they can be able to give you a feedback. So it's very important for you to use beta readers. Okay, using beta readers is very important when you are starting your journey to being an author. And of course, even if you are not just starting, even if you are a professional, you are a professional and you have reached a certain extent of being, a best-selling author to a global level, being a better having a beta reader to read through your contents is very important. Okay, now, point number 7, which is a very, very, very strong point too. Okay, it's one of the points that I don't take for granted when it comes to my dreams and career. And it goes this way: treat your work like it's your primary income. Okay, treat your work like it's your primary income. Make your writing journey as though your life depends on it. Make it to look in such a way that your daily bread is on it. Okay, if you can give it that sense of feeling in your mind, if you can give it that sense of reasoning, then it's going to be very, 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 very easier for you to endure challenges, to endure all the things or problems that may come along the line while you are passing through your journey as an author. Okay, so it's very important for you to tell yourself that this is going to be my primary source of income, so I need to take it seriously. Okay, now, the last point I will want you to take advantage of or to take seriously when it comes to writing is to establish a healthy habit. Okay, you need to plan, you need to have your goals set for your writing journey. You need to set or write down all the things you need to achieve, maybe connecting to 3 mentors or connecting to one mentor, connecting to 3 different authors, maybe at the course of this year. Maybe you can decide to break down all your steps. You also tell yourself, okay, now if I dedicate 3 hours for my writing journey, then I'm going to focus on that and I'm going to pay so much attention in such a way that I'm not going to be violating that. Okay. Discipline. Okay. Discipline yourself in such a way that you manage your time in as much as you have other things, in as much as even if you are an employee that is very busy, there's a way that you can be able to draft out yourself your time in such a way that you tell yourself, okay, this time and this time I will be on work at work, and then from this time to this time I will be off work, and then I will need to give so and so number of hours to my writing so I can be able to build and then improve on myself. So these are very important things that you need to pay so much attention to when it comes to becoming an author. Okay, so that's that when it comes to you building your career around writing. Okay, so let me say this very importantly: when you are starting as an author, or if you want to become a writer or an author, it's going to be very challenging and it's going to be very difficult for you to navigate a lot of things. But don't worry, just go on like that. Okay, you don't have to be correct, you don't have to be right, you don't have to be perfect. Okay, all you need is just keep writing. Whatever that comes to your mind, keep putting it down. Whatever idea that comes to you, keep writing it. Okay, very importantly, keep putting them down. A time is coming when you are going to be improving. Okay, when you are going to be having your writing skills improve gradually, and then before you know it, you are going to become that professional that you've been thinking of. People like John C. Maxwell, people like Brian Tracy, people like Donald Trump, people like Robert Kiyosaki. they started somewhere. Definitely they started from somewhere, and they didn't start perfect, okay, but definitely they started by practicing, they started by learning, they started by building their skills, they started by building all the things that they need to build in order to become authors, and then now they are globally recognized as authors, okay. So that is the same case for you, okay. So now the next question, which is going to be the last question, and which is going to be the last most important question when it comes to becoming an author, is: are there materials or platform you will need to visit as a person who plans going down the journey of writing? Someone will definitely want to ask this, and people have been asking that, and I need to address this, okay. So we have so many materials, we have so many applications, we have so many websites, we have so many, we have so many books, okay, that can help you in as a person that is planning to become a writer, that is planning to become an author, okay. You can read other books from other people, other authors, you can read their books, not just gaining knowledge, and of course you can read books that is in the area that you want to focus on, okay. For instance, you want to be writing about business, you can buy novels about business, read through them. It's going to give you a lot of knowledge, okay. And then also there are platforms that you can be able to access freely, at any point in time, as long as you have access to your internet, you have your Android phone or your laptop, you can be able to access, okay. We have platforms like Grammar Girl, we have platforms like Grammarly, we have platforms like Hemingway apps, we have Grammar Book, we have Udemy, which is popularly known by a lot of people. We have Writing Forward, we have Coursera, we have Duolingo, we have Grammar Lion. We have lots of them. We have lots of platforms that you can be able to visit and then try to build yourself as a writer that is coming up. Try to build yourself in such a way that you will build your skill when it comes to your writing. Okay. And believe you me, you will be far, 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 far ahead as long as you pay so much attention to that. Okay. So this takes us to the end of the questions that we had in mind, and then a lot of people have been asking about when it comes to becoming an author. And then and of course, as I've said earlier, if you have been having a question in your mind with regards to becoming an author, if you've been having anything that have been disturbing your mind and you wanted to find out about, I think it's very, very, very important for you to so much uh, pay your attention, pay your time, and then take out everything, okay, that you have in your mind that is distracting you, and then focus on all the things that I've stated in this video. And of course, you can drop your question right now while I can address it, okay. And even if you are not able to, have this question come up now, you can always come to this video and then post your comments so that I can be able to address it, and then of course give you the right information that you need, okay. So I believe this career night, January career night 2024, have been very, very, very helpful to you. And from the look of things, there seem to be nothing that sounds like question in the comment section. Okay, so there's no any question in the comment section. So that's that from Achievers Bridge January Career Night. So thank you for staying to the end of this career night. Achievers Bridge Career Night is a monthly virtual event that holds every last Sunday of the month. And I want to assure you that career nights will give you the best when it comes to your dreams, as we will connect you with all the relevant information that you need for your dreams to come true. Okay. If you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do that now by clicking on the subscribe button below the video. Okay, as we also upload videos on weekly basis just to shine more light on your way to success. Okay, see you in February career night, where we will discuss on other important topics that will be helpful to your own dreams. Okay, thank you, and bye.